So good day everyone. For this video, I'm going to discuss the Republic Act number 10665. By the way, I'm Maria Janine R. Zamora, reporter for this topic. For this Republic Act number 10665, we have three objectives. First, this act provides opportunity to all elementary graduates, high school dropouts, and successful examinees of the Philippine Educational Placement Test or PEPT to complete secondary education. Second, this act prevents potential school learners and encourages those who are out of school to finish secondary education. Last but not the least, it reduces high school dropouts and increases participation rate and increase achievement rate through quality distance education. So what is Republic Act number 10665? This act shall be known as the Open High School System Act. It seeks to provide more learners access to secondary education through the open learning modality. So Republic Act number 10665, or also known as the Open High School System Act, is that it creates an alternative mode of formal education program to be run by the Bureau of Secondary Education under the Department of Education. So the Open High School program provides students with self-learning modules and allows them to receive education remotely and at their own pace. The nature of the Open High School system. What is the Open High School program or the OHSP? The OHSP or the Open High School program is an alternative mode of secondary education that uses distance learning. It caters to learners who are unable to attend the regular class program due to physical impairment, work, financial difficulties, distance of home to school, and other justifiable and legitimate reasons. So this Open High School program is an alternate secondary education teaching method that makes advantage of distance learning like online class or modular learning. This act serves students who are unable to attend the usual class schedules like Monday to Friday class schedules for a variety of understandable and valid reasons, including physical disabilities, work obligations, financial problems, travel distance from home to school. Therefore, this program is open to Filipino learners who can demonstrate capacity for independent learning and willing to undertake self-direct learning. Next, we have the definition of terms regarding to Open High School System or Republic Act number 10665. First, we have Community Advisor or Tagapayong Pansamahan. So it refers to the advisor from within the community who helps the open learners harmonize their studies with community service and leisure. So community advisors is a professionals that act as a mentor or role models for the people who live in their community. They want to encourage students' personal development while establishing a helpful and inclusive environment where students can live and learn in unity and peace. Next, we have Learning Center. So it refers to a room in the mother high school or other designated area where the open learners can conduct researches or gather additional information on topics under study. It can also serve as the multipurpose area which may contain a classroom setup, a library, or a venue where the search person can conduct hands-on exercises or activities. So learning centers are areas within the classroom where students can learn about specific subjects by playing or engaging in activities that can help develop for students to work on independently at their own pace for a particular length of school time during each school day. For example, computer lab. That's an example of a learning center. So next, we have Mother High School or Inang Paaralan. It refers to a regular secondary school which maintains full administrative management and instructional supervision and control over one or more learning centers. So Mother High School refers to a regular secondary school that maintains complete general supervision as well as classroom management and monitoring over one or more learner centers. So Mother High School functions as first, headquarters of the open learners and open high school teachers. Second, center of enrollment, evaluation, direct or face-to-face instruction and promotion of open learning. Third, receiver of donations, instructional materials, and reports relative to open learning. And last but not the least, number 4, coordinator of the different learning centers in the community. Next, we have open high school teacher. It refers to a regular secondary school teacher of the mother high school who is in charge of direct instructions, evaluation of the learner's progress, and keeping of the records of individual learners. So, open high school teacher, it refers to a regular high school teacher at the mother high school who is in charge of providing direct instructions, assessing the progress of the students, and maintaining individual records. So that is open high school teacher. So next, we have open learning. So it refers to the philosophy of learning that is learner-centered and flexible, enabling learners to learn at the same time, place, and pace, which satisfies their circumstances and requirements. So, open learning refers to adaptable learner-centered educational approach that enables students to take classes at the same time that suits their needs and circumstances. So next, we have source person or gurong kadluan. So it refers to a resource person with specialized skills in practical or industrial subjects such as farming, handicraft, auto mechanics, tailoring, and other skills. So source person is a teacher who is a resource and has expertise in practical, including farming, crafts, and other talents. Next, last but not the least, teacher advisor or gurong tagapatnumbay. So it refers to a regular secondary school teachers of the mother high school who serves as guidance counselor to the open learners, coordinates with the teachers in evaluating the learner's progress, and prepares and submits reports to the authorities concerned. Next, Section 4, Establishment of the Open High School System or OHSS. So the Open High School System or the OHSS is hereby established as a part of the Department of Education's Alternative Secondary Education Program to provide access to secondary education through the open learning modality. Therefore, the Open High School System is created today to provide students access to secondary education through the open learning modality. Next, Section 5, Coverage of the Open High School System. So what is the coverage of this act? This act shall apply to public secondary educational institutions authorized to practice open learning through self-instructional materials, multi-channel learning, and school-family community partnership, as well as other such institutions that shall be authorized as qualified implementers of the OHSS or Open High School System. So, the coverage of this act will be applicable to public secondary educational institutions that are authorized to implement the OHSS and authorized to continue practicing open learning through self-instructional materials. So next, we have Section 6, Learners of the OHSS or Open High School System. So the Open High School System shall be open to all youth and adults who have finished elementary education, as well as high school qualifiers of the Philippine Educational Placement Test or PEPT and the Alternative Learning System or ALS accreditation and equivalency E&E test. Therefore, open high school system is that all children and adults or all people who have completed elementary school are qualified to enroll in the open high school system. And so are the high school guarantees who have passed the test like alternative learning system like ALS. Next, we have Section 7, Administration and Function of the Open High School System. The DepEd or the Department of Education shall administer the Open High School System. An Open High School System unit shall be created to assist in performing the following functions. First, they formulate the basic policy of the Open High School System. Second, they formulate, adopt, and supplement programs that ensure effectivity and productivity of the Open High School System. Third, they monitor and evaluate existing open learning programs for integration with the Open High School System. Fourth, they develop and validate prototype instructional materials for open learning. Fifth, they consult and collaborate with other divisions, local government units, civil society organizations, and other private agencies for the effective operation of the open high school system. Sixth, they promulgate the necessary guidelines, rules, and regulations for the effective implementations of the open high school system. Next, seventh, recommend to the DepEd the annual budget of the OHSS for inclusion in the Annual General Appropriations Act. Last but not the least, they perform such as tasks as may be necessary to attain the objectives of the open high school system. Next, we have Section 8, the curriculum content of the open high school system. The OHSS or Open High School System shall adopt the K-12 Enhanced Basic Education Curriculum using the standards and learning competencies of different subject areas of the program. So, the K-12 Enhanced Basic Education Curriculum will be adopted by the Open High School System using the standards and learning objectives of the program's many subject areas like math, science, English, like they learn to read, count, and spelling. So next we have Section 9, Personal Recruitment and Incentives of Republic Act number 10665. So the open high school teachers and teacher advisors who shall render service under the open high school system shall be enlisted from those who are currently teaching in the mother high school that is implementing the program. In other words, the personal recruitment and incentives is the teacher who are already employed with the mother high school that is running the program will be recruited to serve as open high school teachers and teachers advisors. Next, the DepEd shall prioritize qualified locally hired teachers who have been performing the functions of open high school teachers prior to this act in the hiring of additional open high school teachers. So, when employing new open high school teachers, the Department of Education shall give preference to qualified locally employed educators who were serving in such capacity before the passing of this act. Next, we have Section 10, Training of teaching staff of Open High School System. Department of Education shall be responsible for the training of the Open High School teachers, teacher advisors, and community advisors. Training shall be done in coordination with the LGUs and the non-government organizations concerned. So the non-teaching stakeholders such as parents and local government unit personnel who are needed to provide support to the Open High School system should be trained. Last, evaluating the Open High School system. How shall the learner be evaluated in Open High School system? First, evaluation of learning in each subject can include written and oral tests and the assessment of requirement outputs. So, written and oral exams as well as the evaluation of the necessary outputs can be used to evaluate the level of learning in each subject of the learner. So second, promotion is based of the fulfillment of requirements and mastery of at least 75% of the competencies of each subject area. So with Open High School system, the learner will be evaluated with at least 75% of their grade of each subject. Next, number 3. Acceleration by learning area and gear level shall be determined in highly meritorious cases upon fulfillment of the requirements and mastery of at least 90% of the competencies in the subject area. So, the learners will be evaluated in very deserving circumstances. Advancement or acceleration by learning area will be decided upon the completion of the requirements and mastery of the subject area of the student. Last but not the least, number 4, retention of the learner in the program is for a maximum period of 6 years with the option to be mainstreamed in the regular program anytime within the period of study. So, the learner will be evaluated by retention, which the learner may be remain in the program for 6 years with mainstreamed. So that's all for today's topic about the Republic Act number 10665 or Open High School System. Thank you for listening.